Alright, welcome. It's Tuesday. When it's Tuesday, it's time for Man Cave. Today we're talking about a very interesting topic. Well, they are always interesting. This one is also slightly dicey, and there's a line that we'll see who will cross first. And of course, Pastor remains with the shovel. The one who keeps digging. So let's see if become a end of farm. So by order, I've been told to start by introducing Sheila. Welcome kabisa hivyo. Asante. Sitasema mingi. Shock therapy. Welcome is with us as well as Pastor Kuria. We're going to talk about polygamy, but what we are calling the Dotcom polygamy. I mean, we have the argument that it is there. It's just that we are defining it differently these days. So I guess we'll start defining polygamy back then, or as Sheila likes to say, the traditional polygamy, and then polygamy now. So I guess we'll start there. Sheila?
You said back then, I thought, okay, so.
Yeah. No, back like then, as in, inapita huku.
So I mean, just by definition, polygamy is, when you have more than one wife. I'm going to take it back to, primary school definition. When you have more than one wife, and it's more of a community thing. It's not a secret that you have other wives. It's public knowledge. And I think today, polygamy is basically how many women can you get under your belt without nobody knowing. So I think that's how it has changed. Yeah, polygamy nowadays is called, clanderizing, clandestining, wakando, whatever you want to call it.
All right.
Polygamy now has become complicated to define. I find it actually, Dotcom polygamy is all about the fact that even not so close associates are related to, you call them as, you refer to them as my chick or my wife. She's as good as yours just because you have any form of association with her. Before, as we said, Sheila was defining it as from a very official standpoint, in the sense that probably you own things together, probably have actually agreed we are married. But right now, it's because we have an association with you. Even if we own Anduri together, we're married. So guys have got all sorts of relationships because they have all sorts of different associations with different women. Some is just a bank account. He's in charge of her mobile money. So that's already a marriage. So whatever it is,
anatembea na wallet, so ni mobile money. Nanga tuna wallet.
Because jamaa anatembea window mobile money yake. So basically, it's any association now with a lady is defined as actually having a relationship or having one of my, in quote unquote, wife. Right? So I think it's become trivial.
Well, Raburu, I'm an ambassador. The work of an ambassador is not to tell his experience to the country that he is in. He is to tell the country that he is in about his country. I am an ambassador from heaven. I represent heaven down here. So I will continue representing my country, which has sent me here. Whereby God, who is our king, said one man, one wife. Period. There is nothing, there is no, you see, I can have a concubine, but that does not mean that my concubine is my wife.
Your concubine is
there is this guy who was called Solomon.
Yes.
He had 700 wives, but he had 300 concubines. Why are not concubines called wives?
When the function kusaidiana kimwilini, it becomes concubine.
So don't count concubines as wives and make a man polygamous. A man should remain
monogamous.
You can't even spell the word. You can't even say the word.
Natural.
I'm too natural. That's why I don't even carry those statements. So Raburu here, I'm going to stand for this. That one man, one wife. In Matthew chapter 19, Matthew chapter 19, Jesus was asked by his disciples, should we give our wives a divorce certificate as per the law of Moses? Jesus answered, Moses allowed you to do that because of the hardness of your hearts. But as per the law of God, from the beginning, it is one man, one wife. So when we are coming to what these guys are saying now here, it is because of the hardness of the heart, but not according to the one who created the world.
Can I interrupt you there? Let me just remind you to send in the comments using the hashtag #PowerBreakfast on Twitter, and then you can also SMS us your views on 22422. So hashtag #PowerBreakfast and 22422. Keep it simple.
I don't know whether we've been on the same show with you a couple of weeks. This Captain Begu here, Captain Begu has been telling us always that the job of a man niku kupanda mbegu. Now come today it's changed from that.
No. Today he has painted it and then sugar coated it, because basically he said yes, monogamy is the only way to go, but
he's not good about.
You are allowed to have clandestines, concubines, and every other thing there, but just don't count them as
does Malaria Queen heal kids? Heal kids. But it is always sugar coated because it's so bitter. So don't when you don't take out the bitter, don't take out the nakedness of malaria of the that medicine. Forget about Malaria Queen or whatever. Don't take out that nakedness. Can you see what the kid is chewing? You see,
Pastor, whether you cover it or not, the reality is the reality.
Right.
What he's just done, he says, let's divine grades of wives. Kuna wife ambaye ni platinum, gold, na silver, na bronze.
So let's define the level. One man wife. For this reason, a man shall leave his family and cleave to a wife.
Not a wife. But look here. But look here.
Yes.
There is something in the Word of God which I believe in. Says, let the wheat and the weed grow together. The one to harvest will come, and he is the one who will decide what to harvest. Is it the wheat or the wheat? So let these guys not dwell so much on the weed, because inside the weed there is the wheat.
So if you are one man, one wife, is it okay to have a concubine?
Yeah.
No, but the one we are living today.
No.
The one we are living today.
We don't call it concubine anymore.
Yeah.
The one we are living today is so evil. Don't keep on if you keep on hearing something and listening to it, you will eventually believe it. So everybody is believing that having a concubine or having a mpango kando is the way of life.
Isn't it?
It's not true.
But King Solomon, he
did something which was very good.
Had not even just one, he had like 1400.
He did something which was very good, but it was not right. Because go home right now, calculate to have the enjoyment of sex with a woman, how long it takes. Calculate 700 wives. How many days could have taken this guy?
Yes.
This is 700.
Also 300.
Depending on the
So you're more worried about his tyranny of numbers than about the
Please. I feel first we need to interject and just bring it back to context, because Pastor has just taken us deep into the Bible and confusing himself at the same time. At the end of the day, my stance is polygamy, don't shoot me, is literally the only way.
It's natural.
Monogamy is unnatural.
It is unnatural.
In fact,
how is it unnatural?
If you look at every single African community that was there before colonialism, our grandfathers had 2, 5, 7 wives, and it wasn't a fight. It wasn't like, oh my God, I can't believe he's married another wife. It was standard.
You know where
and it had nothing to do with empowering the man and putting down the woman, because there are other communities where if you couldn't be able to give birth, or maybe you're old enough, you could be able to marry your own wife as a woman. So for me, I personally, and even the Bible, I mean clearly even King Solomon, polygamy is the only way to go.
Before I lose this point, you cannot take somebody's error to justify your foolishness. That's number one. There is this guy who was called the strongest guy, Samson. He fought 10,000 soldiers with a jaw of a donkey. Yeah. Can we now today give our KDF jaws of donkeys to go to Somalia? No.
It depends on how many.
No.
Yeah.
Now look here.
There's a new jaw.
Sheila. Yes. When my grandfather or great-grandfather was marrying 7 wives, what was the population? how much was the quantity of his land. Today, I am not even able to feed my one wife. Show me how I'm going to feed 4, 5.
Okay, no, you know what you know?
Okay, let me hold on. Let me drive this point. Let me drive my point home. I have one heart. I give it to one person. So the next person who comes, I must steal that heart to that one, and I give to this one. So the last wife will be my best wife, because look at Jacob. Jacob was having Leah. And Jacob was not satisfied with Leah.
Because he
needed Rachel. He needed Rachel, but Rachel was not having children. So Rachel was for party. Leah was for home.
Yeah. Let's accept. Let's put it in context, guys. Let's put it in context. Sheila's point, which unfortunately, God, please forgive me, I have to support. Right? Unfortunately, is that the truth of the matter? She's saying that polygamy is a natural order of things.
It's unnatural.
It comes naturally to men. Okay. Polygamy comes naturally to men. Men naturally misbehave. That I don't know why we only have 2 eyes. We should have like 6. Yeah?
Compound.
Yes. Yeah. I think it's a natural order. That's what her argument is. Because she's saying, look back into the same Bible they're talking about, how far it started off where guys had 6 wives, 7 wives, 8 wives. Until today. Same thing the other day, this professor.
The Ugandan guy.
87
children.
87 children. You're saying, we're just saying that it's a natural order of guys to go and pick 1 and 2.
Yes.
It's naturally happening. Others would not be move from the word concubines to mpangwa candles. It's still the same thing.
Yes.
So we're asking, is this natural order of things something we have to accept?
Yes.
I will not argue whether we accept it or not. I will argue about who's causing it. The difference between, at that time, it was actually men selecting. You know, you said, I have all this land, who will till it? Who will I live on this land with? So at that time, it's a man making the decision, let me go look for 1, 2, my top 40 and the 40 wives. Yeah? But in today's life, it is, I think it's actually today in Nairobi or in the city and in Kenya as a whole, it is women who are driving it. They intentionally wanting to be part of polygamous relationships. Where she said, if this guy has just one chile, I'm not even happy. I'd rather be one of the top 4. That way I can step out whenever I want to for 2-3 days, step back into the relationship because we are 4. Yeah. Should I be the only one? My responsibilities are more and heavy. So it's women who are driving it.
It is, and as what is happening here, ladies and gentlemen, it is as unnatural as saying there is no corruption in Kenya. And these two are agreeing.
Yeah. But
that is to be stated for the record.
Just to put it in context, his argument is women cause it.
Yes.
I'm just like, men are just naturally polygamous. You know, there's, and I know the text messages will come in and women will be like, no, there are good men out there who can be monogamous and everything. But if we're really, really honest, if like really we just, you know, just put out all the honesty and you ask every single guy out there, would you rather have 1 or the option to have more than 1?
May I comment?
Everyone will go for the option to have more than 1. Look. Pastor said, you know what? That you can have, you know, you can only give your heart to 1, and you even give the example of Rachel and Leah. You're actually going with the point of polygamy, because one woman, whether you see, love is not a thing that of what the other person can provide. Love is love. So even whether the woman can be able to give birth or not, that is not a cause for you to be polygamous. Polygamy is natural. It's just a natural order to men.
But I am saying right now it is a natural order to women.
Yes, natural order. These 2 guys, they came in the same car. What I'm saying here is, and this is my point, there is difference between good
and right.
Whatever they are saying is good, but for heaven's sake, is it right? It is not. They are just looking at what I said, so they are using their driving mirrors, because what I said is past tense. They are using your driving mirrors. Can you use your front, is it called windscreen? It's more bigger because it is showing you the destiny.
You see,
what we are saying today, we can talk here. Somebody can take it serious, because we are in the TV, and it is international, and we are elected out of 40 million people to be here at this particular time. So whatever we are saying, somebody can take it, and whoever is taking it, I'm telling you, it is on your own risk.
I'm not supporting it.
You guys are supporting it.
I am saying our argument, we're not agreeing with it. Me and Sheila not agree. I am just telling her that the problem, let's call it a problem now, because unfortunately, we're saying it's a natural order of things. It means we think we're saying support. We're just saying it's natural. My argument is today, it is women who are driving that problem. She's arguing that it is men who are driving that problem.
Yeah.
Today, women are the ones in charge of the polygamy. They're the ones who are encouraging it. They're the ones who are kurushanini manure onto the thing and making stories. That's why we have relationships right now, which are, before it was come we stay, right in the 80s.
Which is also marriage.
Yeah. But now it's come we baby.
It is marriage.
Suddenly come we baby. That was just, and it even come we wallet.
Yeah.
Yes. But the thing is now the relationship has changed from come we stay.
But can you see now the consequence about what does the law of Kenya say now? If you impregnate a woman, you take care of that kid.
Yeah, because of come we baby is too much.
You see?
You know,
it's women driving it.
It's so much easier to have this conversation with women because I think we're all in agreement that men are polygamists. And the ones who are still sitting there going like, no, guys, men can be, are lying to themselves. Because what we're discussing here is how many women, like even the way you're saying if you impregnate a woman, that is officially polygamy. If you're married and you go and impregnate another woman, that is polygamy.
Does she know that you're married?
It doesn't matter. Look, and most of the time, listen, most of the time, more often than not, a woman is actually going into a relationship wanting to have that, you know, a monogamousness. But then, as soon as you get pregnant, all of a sudden you find out, oh, this Saturday is when your husband is actually getting married to another woman. What is that? That's polygamy. Nowadays we call it cheating, we call it infidelity, we call it whatever it is. But as soon as a man gets into a relationship with another woman,
on that point, I agree with Roy that it is women who are causing it.
Wow.
They are women. So men should be a rat.
What they're doing is they're encouraging it to manage their lifestyle and the way they want to live their lives. Women have changed. Right now, probably what Sheila once said that they have lost belief in men, being monogamous. My second thing is they're using that as an excuse. The truth is they're enjoying the fact that he's got someone else to look out for on that side. Therefore, it is easier for me to manage getting 25% from me. If that same man was to turn to that woman and give her full commitment, she'll take off. She's enjoying the fact that let me get my 25% and I'll get for me what I want. Yes, I will get either the baby will come with baby, or I get the wallet and we come with wallet. Some of them come with disco is enough.
Roy, can you imagine now with the salary of a teacher? And he has impregnated four, 5 girls.
Yeah.
Taking care of those kids. And the girl, this is a teacher. Look at the salary. What is this guy going to earn at the end of the day?
But that is his problem. That is his problem. When did he know he had that capacity?
Sheila, what is worrying is these number 2, 3, 4, and 5 women do not know. They knew. They were enjoying that situation. They wanted that situation. They're like, oh, there are another 2 women here. Me, I want even to be in this. But if it's voting for him, we vote for him, he becomes governor when we're 6 wives.
But the question becomes, okay, it's okay, the women knew. But like the man didn't know that he has a teacher's salary. And that he's just impregnated 4 different women. That's got nothing to do with anything. Look, you must own up to your responsibility. And me, I'm sitting here on live TV saying that, look, monogamy is not working. It's not. The rate of divorce, you understand? Because you find your man out there with another woman.
You'd rather know.
You get so upset. Look, I'd rather we just be honest with each other. We're just like, look, I am polygamous.
My problem with that,
I am going to step out on you. So let's just have this discussion. Are you down or not?
Let's take a look at what people are saying before you look at what the laws of Kenya say about polygamy. First of all, Sheila got a number. Please give Sheila my number. She can be my second wife. She can make it. Then somebody says, with all due respect to pastor, does it mean if you've more than 1 kid, you will not be able to give them your heart? This applies to 1 woman and many women. Peter from Umoja in Nairobi.
Come on.
And then I salute and have high respect for the opinion given by the lady. Forgive me, madam. I initially had a low opinion on just seeing the way. But your comments are very mature, factual and practical. Alisema misjudge kwa sababu ya about King Solomon. What was the conclusion of the matter? Is it not to fear God? He said what he did was all vanity, from passion, wealth, wisdom. It's all vanity and fear God, and it will fill you with what you call natural. Miseda from Kitangela, I think, anaongelea Ecclesiastes, ile anasema after all these things in vanity yote. Oh, vanity. Polygamy is carnality. Carnality. Talking of Christianity, carnality is sin. Talking of testaments, the Old Testament was not perfect. Aya, kuna mwingine hapa, Raburu, you're having a good discussion but with the wrong people. How I wish you had Aluo and Aluya ama watu wa coast, people who know how to love.
Yes.
Then then pastor, stand your ground. God created one man for one wife. Hardness of heart to obey God leads to mpango wa kando, na huyo mpango ni sin, dhambi, musawu. And then please ask them, can one man or woman love two people at once? Then finally you have Weekly from Marakwet, I guess, or Singishu County, says, let me correct the so-called ambassador. Alikuwa na Solomon had 300 and 700, not vice versa. Umesikia ambassador? Haya. Alafu kuna mtu anasema, namwona huyo dada atabarikiwa akinipitia mimi.
Wow.
I think one of the shocking things here, let's be very clear about how we're switching this relationship, in the sense that Sheila has talked about it being a natural order of things, and us guys accepting things as they are, right? That it is not capable for guys to be monogamous. But also, I think the bigger question that has come up is whether it's possible for someone to love two people.
From the conversation.
And there was a very good example given there, yeah, that's by Father Abraham, or whoever that guy was, yeah, where he says you can love five children. Why? Because the way you love children is you love them for different reasons. One gets the wrong answer so much paka it entertains you, the fact that kupata F ndio talent yake. Yes? Another child does a different thing that excites you in a different way. So actually it's possible for people to love two different people when they're the kind of person who looks for different things.
Well, my question is also this, in terms of playing the devil's advocate up. So Sheila says monogamy is impossible. However, there are people who have stayed monogamous. I'm
not saying it's impossible. I'm saying it's unnatural.
It's unnatural.
It's unnatural.
Okay. But it can happen.
It can happen.
It
Absolutely.
Can happen.
Absolutely.
I'm
raised in a monogamous, family. My parents have been married so long. They're monogamous, and I appreciate that. But it is something that they had to train, because if they lived in the era of like my ancestors, this wouldn't even be a conversation. And I'm still bringing it to the table that, look, when it comes to what we believe in right now, especially monogamy and and all sorts of things, it is a new invention. And for me, I always say it's the white man's way of thinking, because it was hard for him to be able to rule Africans with our natural ways. And I know there's people who are watching say, oh no, Jesus already wiped our sins and all that stuff. But you cannot turn someone from what they are and try and make them something they're not. Monogamy is unnatural.
She's being evasive. She's being evasive because she's now bearing down to men. Yeah, I am agreeing with her that naturally men tend to have generosity. Gawanya my loves. But the reality is, in today's Kenya, it is women who are beginning to enjoy or embrace that whole aspect of saying, I'm one of many. And why are they doing that? Because it's a manageable situation for them. A lot of them are growing to feel this is comfortable. Let him buy 6 cars for all of us.
Yeah, but
as long as I have mine, that's what she's worried about.
But let me ask you, right? Why can't women? Women can't be it's hard for a woman to love 2 or 3 people at the same time. Why? Because when we love, we love. Yeah. But men, on the other hand, like Roy put it, this is a very disturbing way to look at it, is that they're like different children. You understand? Like, or you love them for separate things. But a woman, when she loves completely. So it's very hard for a woman to love, two different guys at the same time. If that's happening, yeah, which is not as common as polygamy. Yeah, which is what I'm saying. Polygamy is natural.
Okay, now I believe what the Bible says, that these are end times. Seven women will go for one man.
Yes.
And they will tell that man, don't help us in anything, but let me be called after you.
Yeah.
that I belong to Raburu. The other one, I belong to Raburu. But they don't need any assistance from Raburu. You get what I mean? Those are 8 times, where we are now in 8. And we are trying to accept it as if it's a way of life. But the fact remains, in Matthew 19, that Jesus told the disciples about marriage is only God who will help you to be married. If it is not help of God, you'll go for hardness, whereby you'll go for 70 to 100 wives. And they are not interested with your help. They only want to be called Mrs. So-and-so, which is wrong. And I want to tell those guys who are watching us, listen to the discussion and get a point. Don't be a referee who runs for 90 minutes looking for mistakes.
That's a good one.
And whatever the referee takes out of his pocket, it's not good. It is either red
or yellow.
Listen to us. Get the argument. Listen to the reasoning, because these are top brains. These are top creams. These are guys with a lot of wisdom.
I used to talk about Roy.
Three of us. Even when we go out there, everybody says hi to us. Even when I go to supermarket, hey, I love the way you do, but I love Shira. Shira is always loved than us. I pray that today God will help somebody to love me and Roy.
But let me just ask a question, because I feel like we're ducking this point, and Pastor especially, I think maybe the congregants are watching and going like, yes, Pastor, is polygamy natural? Is it something that can?
You know what? I agree with that.
There's an SMS that came in here about the naturality.
Yeah.
Steve Nyabo says, tell Sheila we are not animals. We can have self-control. Saying it's unnatural is simplistic and an excuse to what we need to do. Human beings are born naturally stupid. Does that stop us from going to school? God created Eve for Adam, one wife. We are not polygamous.
Okay,
can I tell you what's the natural order?
Answer that one.
Yeah,
I want to answer that one.
Mm.
Imagine putting a hare, a fish, and a bird in a race. Putting the rope there and telling them, let's see who's the first guy to reach the other side of it. Of course, the fish has lost and the bird has lost. Yeah, the only person who's going to get there is the hare. Him saying that you have to go to school to be able to, burn down whatever is natural. It's okay, it's your choice, but it's not going to be the easiest thing you'll do. Look, if you're naturally look, I'm not saying that everybody out there should go and be polygamous. No, but I'm just saying, wouldn't it be so much easier if we accept the fact that, okay, there is a very high chance that most men cannot be monogamous to save their life. How many women are seated out there going like, oh, he cheated on me, oh, he did this, oh, he did that, and usually it's because he stepped out, and you are loyal.
I agree with that to an extent. Willis, she said it very clearly here, right? She said, she talks about natural order of things, and I do accept that it's about natural order of things. First of all, there are like 3 or 4 women for every guy in terms of numbers. So I think maybe the whole idea was that maybe all of us would have 3 chances, or tutapata. In Kenya?
No, because population we are 50-50.
Okay, there's no 50-50.
We are 50-50.
And then you were judging the guy you see in Matatu.
Nothing about population.
Don't count. Now, wait.
Yes.
Therefore, she has gone from the argument, and I support she said it's natural. And therefore saying, let's stop trying to fight it and start learning to manage and accept it and manage it. In terms of even introducing a CS for relationships.
Absolutely.
Yeah? A CS who is in charge of the PS for marriages and counseling and fighting.
I think we went to school. We went different schools. But what do you understand by self-control? Because when a man is having self-control, you can control yourself from going for all the women in your village because just you are able to give them lift. We should have self-control. And self-control is a fruit of the spirit. If you don't have the spirit, then you don't have the fruit.
But Pastor,
that's why you can go astray.
But when we talk about polygamy, we're not talking about a philanderous man. There's a very
big difference.
Distinct difference between someone who's philanderous and someone who's polygamous. You understand? You're saying controlling yourself, self-control. If you're pressed right now, how long can you hold How long can you control yourself from letting loose?
I've seen he's had a lot
How
of
long?
problems.
It's not possible. You can hold it, you can hold it, you can hold it, but it has to come out.
That's comparing.
What I'm saying is
sleeping and dying.
What I'm saying.
Let's not compare things which are not comparable.
Yeah, but dying.
What I'm saying is.
Yeah, but dying just sleeping for long.
I know. Yeah. What I'm saying. Wow. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, yeah. And this conversation, a lot of people have them. Even right now, there's an office right now, and people are having this same conversation. And always the arguments will come. No, Jesus said, no, leave the old ways and come to the new ways. But there's someone in that office right now who is struggling in the fact that he's in one marriage and he feels like he needs another woman. And so he will control himself. But what will end up happening? That guy will find himself a katlande somewhere, and really that's not how he wants to live his life. He just wants to make it public. He wants to involve the wife and say, yo, I think I want another wife.
Okay, let's take a look at what, in terms of if he decides to do that, which we are saying is, well, anyway. When it was passed in 2014, the Marriage Act of 2014, so President Uhuru Kenyatta said in a statement, marriage is the voluntary union of a man and a woman, whether in a monogamous or polygamous union. The Marriage Act 2014 defines various types of marriages, including monogamous, polygamy, customary, Christian, Islamic, and Hindu. Now, this new bill says there is no limit on the number of wives. The law legalizes, this is not now Uhuru, this is actually the bill. The law legalizes polygamous unions but does not provide an official limit on the number of wives a man can have. Interestingly, the Federation of Women Lawyers, powerful women's rights groups, applauded the aspects of the bill when it was a bill. It said that it is long overdue because polygamous unions were previously not regarded as equal to regular marriages. At that time, Christian Ochevo, the executive director of the nation's Federation of Women Lawyers, said, "We are happy with the law because finally all marriages are treated equally. However, the first wife has no say in picking the husband's co-wife."
You know what's amazing there? Notice the way what would have not happened 20-30 years ago, yeah, Pastor, yeah, is that women would not be the ones agreeing with it. They would not have applauded the law at all. They would have said no. Then they would have just accepted we are cornered into this situation and therefore that's the way it is. But here they seem happy. They seem happy because a lot of them want to be the other woman. Wait. They seem comfortable enjoying that relationship. And that's why I'm saying that's the interesting part of today's discussion. Is that today,
and that's what we need.
It's the women who are encouraging.
It's not encouraging. I just want to be clear about what it says. It says the Federation of Women Lawyers applauded. It doesn't mean that every woman out there was like, yay, this is the right thing to do. No, not every woman out there wants to be in a polygamous relationship. But the ones who are, you know your man is polygamous, my friend. If you're chilling with this guy, and he's that guy who also appreciates other women and tells you about it, my friend, that guy has potential to be polygamous. Do not hold this thing back from him, because at the end of the day, how many funerals, you do news, how many funerals do we usually see when the guy has died, all of a sudden, even top politicians, children show up at the funeral? What does that tell you? That this person had the potential to be polygamous but didn't want to put it out.
So let me comment. Yes, let me just give a comment. Guys, how would you feel when somebody hurts you hard? How would you feel inside you? You cannot throw away that person, because as far as you are living in the same world, you'll be finding him and seeing him. The best thing is only to forgive him but never forget. Now, here is the first wife. They have acquired wealth with her husband. Here comes the second wife, who want to be part and parcel of what is being acquired by the first wife. Is that not hurting?
Of course it is.
It is hurting. So, how do you feel when another woman comes, the third one? If we have to be polygamous, if it is a must, this is my land. If I know that I am getting married to another wife, I have to share all my land with the first wife and the children. Then I'm left with something small. So when this other wife comes, we are not going to rent. We are going to live in this small area that I have left. Then acquire another wealth with his wife. If I want another wife, I will share this wealth with his wife and still I'll give this the first one a percentage. If it is not possible, one wife, one man.
But you see, what Pastor is arguing is basically the nitty-gritties of the relationship.
Yes.
Look, at the end of the day, if you're married to someone who doesn't accord you the respect to tell you that I'm going to get married to another woman, that even the law can't help you with. Like, that's not something that even the law can help you with. You just married someone who's just a jerk. That's as simple as that. But if you have married someone and they want to go out there and have and it's not something about hurt. Women who are in polygamous relationships are aware that they are in polygamous relationships. It's not something that is hurting them. You understand what I mean? Like, I know I'm the first wife. In fact, I've been watched documentaries where the women,
but some of them though, it takes a while to accept.
Yes, I'm not saying it's the best relationship, and personally, I wouldn't be in a situation like that. I personally wouldn't. Me ndakuwa labda first wife, lakini wa pili, watatu, wanne, hapana. I'm just saying.
Somebody has to play those number 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Not me.
You see, but then therefore you're arguing for them. So what will happen?
What I'm saying is, look, this is not a relation. Look, we're not arguing on the fact that is it good or bad. We're talking about, is this something that is happening? Yes.
And then what are your management principles?
It's happening so much. I'm just like, hello, can we just accept the fact that men are polygamous and let's just start having a different kind of conversation?
The only way we should encourage it today, if I accept that it's happening, and she's encouraging that it's happening, but the only reason why we should accept it today is because women are now finally happy that it's happening. Yeah? If the goat is enjoying the garbage, they don't clean the street. Right? You should begin to enjoy
I think the next topic, God willing, we should look whether there is genuine friendship between a man and a woman who are not married. Genuine friendship. Because where now we are heading to is,
how genuine is this thing?
How genuine the friendship is. Because if you see me giving Shira a lift today, tomorrow, the next day, you'll start having a bee in your bonnet. Oh, sorry, let me not use dramatic expression. you should be having evil thoughts. You know, evil thoughts towards our.
Yes.
But maybe we are working together. Can there be a genuine friendship without going beyond?
All right, let's take a look at
you go beyond. Let's take a look at beyond, you become a wife.
Let's take a look at what people are talking about as well here, because Leon Mingi Sanen can see we are coming up on time. Ken says, I'm Ken, women are made to one man, and that man can manage more than one wife. Think Abraham, think Moses, think Solomon, Jacob, David, and all of these are still used by God. Well, debatable. Anyway, Willis, I am shocked to hear there is a lady supporting polygamy. So she is comfortable being married by a married man. Sheila?
Look,
she have denied.
I have just said it. I've just said it. It's okay. I'm number one.
From each according to his abilities, to each according to his needs. Let polygamous be polygamous. That is Ochieng Ligi. I'm Betty, watching from Gone. I fully support the lady. Men are natural polygamists because he's still the one who goes out of his house for other women. Sheila, what you confess is what you possess. I promise you, you will land a polygamous family. Let me try and read this one because it's in Swahili. I have to sift it before. Okay. Victor Waudhiru anasema mukumuke Mungu alimuumba mume moja na mke moja wafanyike kuwa mwili moja. Swali ni hili, wakiwa watano watafanyika wawe wangapi?
Good point.
Then Dan from Lodwa says there is nothing like loving two girls these girls are just looking for money. We are Lodwa. Then somebody says it's only God who feeds many people. Polygamy is natural. Ambia Pastor Ache siasa za wazungu. Then Moni Willis, this is the final one, I guess. Godfrey Dienya from Kisumu. Moni, my take is that even if one man marries 5 wives to reduce their numbers, I doubt if cheating will stop. We only need to change our behavior. Which brings me to ask the question, so is this polygamy, is it a character thing or is it just happening? Because like this person is saying, even if you have 5 wives, will it stop you from kuangalia?
It's hardness of the heart.
No. You've got a good point. Will it continue?
Yeah.
First of all, is that we just have to stop on the first lady who said, ukitoka nje, the guys are the ones who are bad because they're going out to look for 6 or 7 women. We said that was the natural order of things. We agreed, Sheila, on that, right? You see, take this photo of us agreeing. So we went out naturally to look for 5 women. Senior Willis. But now those women are the ones who are calling us to come and look for them. Before we had to go and tetea. Now there's no teteaing, they're coming, they're organized.
I need to read now about natural order, because you said the word natural order.
Yes.
Somebody says it is also natural order to pee on the roadside and help yourself in the bush. Natural order is often a result of a fallen nature. We need to focus on the causes and solutions. This polygamy is not right.
Okay. Now you are okay. It's bad. Okay. First of all, since the problem is so, let's say, the epidemic has gone out. It's spread. It's done, dusted. It's out there. Until I think, can we pull it back and say, from now on, 1 man, 1 woman, and make it illegal to have more than 2 women? Or are we just fighting a lost cause? And now all we have to do is manage it and say, these are the conditions under which you can have 20 wives. You can have only 20 wives if you do X, Y, Z. So we start setting conditions and rules and regulations. Yeah?
And that's the problem.
Yeah, like maximum is 6, because when you're going to the supermarket, these are the offers that are given, and then we can have more than
buy 6, get 1 free.
Yes. So basically, it's about managing the situation. I think where it has reached right now, it's hard to bring back the real order process talking about. It's very hard.
All right, we want to take final comments as well because of time.
For me, I don't even think what I think the problem begins.
What is worried about financial reasons?
Yeah, you need to stop thinking about that, because when people are you need to go to like say Marsabit and see a guy there with like 5 wives, 25 kids, no food, and he's okay. Him, the only thing is like serikali nisede na maji. He's not like ati nisede kutengeneza wake. These are still his wives and he loves them. So first and foremost, we must address the fact that we are living in different times. There's a guy sitting there in Kakamega, uko Lurambi constituency, amekatu hapo na watch TV anasema, my friend, what do you mean? Akona wake watatu hapo na wote wakona boma hapo. Do you understand what I mean? So for him, he knows how to manage that. He knows how to understand that. The young people today, the way society has, especially in metropolises, like in the city, you know, where you're interacting with women often, and you know, all sorts of things are happening. You're going on dates, and I've had people say, you know, these women nowadays, the girls right now, all they want is things. If someone you meet wants things, that person doesn't want marriage. You understand what I mean? So, but people who want marriage, if you're going into a relationship and you know that, baby, for real, you're not going to be the only one, I feel like it's important to tell the person you're with. Let them take you or not take you. But if you decide to go the Klande way, that's how we end up sitting here having to discuss, is polygamy, you know, is it a character thing or is it infidelity? It's not. For me, polygamy is the natural order of things. Most people actually just to go with the law, which is monogamy, which is Christianity. But if I was Muslim, would we be having this conversation?
You know,
well, I want to add by saying we should maintain dignity and integrity in marriage. If whatever you are doing, you know that you would not like your kids to do, then stop doing it. Marriage is an act which was done in heaven. It shows about Jesus Christ and the church. When we do other things beside that, we abuse it. And wherever you are abusing marriage, you are doing wrong. And then heaven will not be your praise. So let's maintain dignity and integrity in marriage.
Very, very simple. I think once you reach the point where you're saying wife, that's a totally serious relationship and needs to be respected. And as Sheila is saying that if we open, as opposed to what Sheila is saying, where we open up the can of worms and encourage guys to have other relationships, then you actually, as Pastor said, undermine the marriage completely undermined. But I have a different view when it comes to relationships. If you're having relationships, having multiple relationships, I am not shocked, surprised, because you're still testing waters to me. So you're able to have someone who's the wife, the girlfriend, and the K-girlfriend, which is a kind of girlfriend.
K-girlfriend.
Yeah, the kind of girlfriend. Nikama. The Nikama girlfriend, is a K-girlfriend, is possible. So where I can tell those 3 women, yes, I'm seeing all of you, and they all know what they're gaining or benefiting from that relationship. Well, it gets very tricky once you go into the ring. Once the ring has appeared, it kind of gets a bit limited. I would say this. My closing statement is very simple. I don't want to say that I always support monogamy. Polygamy is a reality. But what is sad about today's polygamy is how trivial it is. See those guys who married 3 women or what? It's possible. May I believe it's possible for a guy to actually take care of 2 or 3 women properly and respect them. It is possible. What has happened today is they are trivially taking those relationships on. There's a chick who her job is just you're going out together just because you're the one who provides for Uber. Yeah. There's another one just because shopping your supermarket. Right? These relationships are there for such trivial basis. If they were genuine, you'd find guys, young guys operating 2 or 3 chicks in a respectable manner. The problem is today they're not genuine, so they should not exist. Because we do not have the maturity as our mzes had to handle 2 or 3 wives. It can be done. Today we don't have the ability to do it. We can't even handle 2 phones.
Right. You have any closing statements, Sheila? You look like
me. You know we can continue this conversation till tomorrow, but I just stick to the fact that we always, every single Tuesday we sit here and we discuss different issues that are affecting men. I'm so surprised that this particular one, that I was the one on the other side of the fence, because this, I know, but you probably, you're sitting there telling your spouse it's meaning, but munajua polygamy is real.
It's natural.
It's natural. Yes.
All right, like we always say, at the end of the day, no, first alishasema mama nataka kuongeza, sitaki. Kamepura.
Wamekanukisha.
Pastor anasema hataki, but Pastor is a very important point where good versus right, and also, I mean, every point was valid, and also, like Sheila said, it is a reality. We also can't sit here and say that it is not happening, because it is happening. Hence, they felt it right to put it in the law. However, at the end of the day, like we always say, you're the one who makes the choices. When utaenda nyumbani, you do what you gotta do. But like Roy said, ukishaingia in the institute of marriage, hello, then you know it gets a bit tricky. So you need to handle it with the integrity and respect that it deserves. So of course we'll be back again next week on Tuesday, and by then if you have any topics that you feel that we should discuss, our SMS line is always open, 22422. You can reach us at It's Combox on Twitter, at Roy Karhizi on Twitter as well, at Willis Saburu. Let us know, Pastor Kuria.
No, I'm
saying slow mail.
Ako WhatsApp.
Smoke signals.
Smoke signal. And it will work out. So thank you guys so much. Have yourself a wonderful rest of the day. Don't go too far. Citizen Extra is coming up next. My name is Willis Saburu, reminding you that successful people look like you, and the Golden State Warriors, and Manchester United. Have yourself a wonderful day.